There are so many cool factoids in the biophysics of sound, and I'm going to share them all with you. But I want to start with the question of what can humans actually hear? And why are we able to hear it? So that question can be answered very simply. Human ears have a sensitivity of about 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. That is the frequency range of the human ear. And you may ask yourself, why? Why those particular numbers? Is there something special about these numbers? And the truth is that, like most sense organs, we are able to perceive what we can perceive because those are the frequencies that are most favorable for our survival. All right? Obviously, hearing allows us to hear, bumps in the night and things rustling around in the woods. And it turns out that for human beings to survive, as we have, this frequency range is pretty helpful. Now, does that mean those are the only frequencies that exist on the planet? No, there are frequencies that go below 20 hertz for sure. And there's some evidence that we can actually perceive those frequencies in different ways because they actually can have an effect on the body. They still vibrate the molecules inside your body. And there's even some evidence that subsonic frequencies below 20 hertz, if high enough amplitude, if loud enough, can actually create senses of anxiety and dread in the human body. Go ahead and look that up on YouTube if you're interested. And there are, of course, also frequencies above 20,000 hertz that we just aren't able to hear because our ears aren't sensitive to them. But that doesn't mean other creatures aren't able to hear them. So, for example, a dog whistle, right? I don't know the exact number, but I think dogs are capable of hearing up to around 22,000 hertz, right? So if I'm making a whistle that is able to create a frequency of 21,000 hertz, my dog can hear it, but I can't. And so the dog is going to get up and respond and be like, oh, listen to that high-pitched sound. But I'm just like, crazy! I can't hear any of that, okay? So it turns out this is what is, relatively ideal for human survival. Now, caveat, and a little bit of bad news, is that from the moment you're born, your ears are starting to degrade a little bit. They're starting to not be as strong as they used to be. And especially from this high-end area, you immediately start losing some frequency sensitivity, especially at the high end, okay? Now, if you're a person who loves music and plays loud music constantly, or, works in construction with a jackhammer, or is a rock star like I was in my youth, you probably actually have a lot of damage up here. And so this is a reason to be protective of your ears. Now, I have a hearing test right here that we're all going to do together, and I'm actually going to be putting it into the module. So if you would like to follow along, you can on the module. But for now, just let's have us do this together. Here's the test that I want to do, okay? This hearing test is going to start from the high-end frequencies and sweep all the way down, all right? And what I want to do is have all of us together raise your hand when you're just able to first hear the first frequency, okay? Now, I am going to guess that I will be one of the last in the class to raise my hand because my hearing's pretty shot. But you'll see, and I'm just going to go ahead and embarrass myself, and we're going to let this sweep all the way from 20,000 hertz all the way to 20 hertz. And when this is over and you want to share with friends and family and have them see where they're at in terms of their hearing, it's a fun little game. I used to do this with basically everyone I know. And the reason I know I will probably be the last to raise my hand is because my hearing is worse than most of my friends and family. Okay, so with that said, here we go. I'm actually going to take my microphone and I'm going to bring it closer to my computer here so that I can record the sound better. Okay, let's try that. Okay, here we go, guys. Just a countdown. It's sweeping. I can't hear anything. 16,000 hertz. 16,000 hertz. Nothing. Just started to hearing it at about 12,000 hertz. 8,000, 7,000, 6,000, 5,000, 4,000.
Well done. Now, let's...
Okay. So you get the idea. Now, there's other hearing tests that you can do online, and they sweep actually from the lower frequencies all the way to the top frequencies. Now, here's something interesting. I encourage you to test this out. If you're between 2 and 4,000 hertz, you will probably realize that it is obnoxiously loud at that point. In fact, almost like you can't take it. It's almost like there's like, something screaming inside your brain, okay? There's an interesting reason for this, an evolutionary reason. And that is because the frequency of a baby's cry is typically between this 2 to 4,000 hertz zone. And evolution has actually made us much more sensitive to that frequency. So we can hear it, and we are so frustrated, so sensitive to it, that we actually can't help ourselves but to do whatever it takes to stop that crying, feed the baby, poop the baby, pee the baby, whatever it may be. Okay? So that is our introduction to the biophysics of sound. I hope you all have better hearing than me, and I'll see you in the next video.